Alrighty, so hopefully you can hear me over my uh, hopefully you can hear me over my electric fan. My air conditioner has to stay on, otherwise I can't breathe in my own apartment. So the weather's been absolutely crazy when it comes to my breathing and my situation with like my health. Um, I wanted to come on and do May and June's book haul because I didn't do May's book haul, and I'm gonna just combine them, just may do May and June together. So this may take a while because I got pretty much a good stack from May and June of things I had ordered for reading and etc. So um, let me just dive in and start. I got From Foster to the White House by Terrence K. Williams. He's a conservative. He's a conservative comedian, and he's pro-Trump and stuff. And I bought his book. He saw that he had a book. I bought his book. Not sure where to put the books. Um, I got Tulsi Gabbard. I got Tulsi Gabbard's book, Love for the Country, Leave the Democratic Party Behind. The thing is, I'm independent. The thing is, I'm actually independent, and I'm actually an independent party. Um, but I kind of leaning more towards conservatism and working more towards conservatives. And I had voted for Trump and stuff, so I had voted for Trump, and I'm kind of a Trump supporter in the way of like voting him in office supporting what he's doing. So even though I'm independent, I'm not really tied to the Republican Party. But yeah, I got Tulsi Gabbard's book. So um, I got a book by Joyce Myers called "Authentically Uniquely You." Of course, I'm gonna fall on the floor. I got another book by Joyce Myers called "Managing Your Emotions." It's a 90-day devotional. There's so many books here that I actually do not have room to actually put anything. Let's put it that way. Um, I got American Ingrid by Benjamin Wayne Gartine. Wayne Gartine. It's about Elon Omar. It's about Elon Omar and the progressive and Islamist takeover of the Democratic Party. Another conservative type of book. Um, I got Hello Tomorrow by Sydney Trim. One of these books by Sydney Trim has a lot of writing. I don't know if it's this one, but there's a lot of writing. This is the one with a lot of writing. There's a lot of writing in the book, so I tried to get a refund on the book, and they gave me my $6 back for the book. So I'm going to use that towards getting some food and stuff recently. Get some food and stuff that um, I can use to get me by for this weekend. So I got like $17 in my account. I mean, I was going to have 20. I spent like $6 yesterday. $5 or $6 yesterday at vending machines my building. So, but I mean, we got my money back. I mean, it's simple. Thrift books will give you your money back. They'll say replace the book if they have to replace the book, or they'll give you your money back. But see, there's a lot of writing in the book. Somebody had read all over this book and used it for notes for their church or something. I was like, I hate when people do that. So I had asked for my money back. There's another book too that kind of came kind of very dirty this month too. So I got my money back for that, and then I had just talked about another one too. So this is an old one, I think. This is the Autism Spectrum book. I don't know, or maybe this is a newer one. This is a book on the autism spectrum, which I had gotten. How to talk and listen to how to listen, and why you shouldn't call it high functioning. I got J.D. Vance's memoir called "The Memoir of the Family of the Culture in the Culture Crisis," Hillbilly Elegy. So a lot of these books are conservative. I'm going kind of conservative with my notion because I've always supported the liberals and the Democratic Party, and they basically I basically was reading their books and being influenced by the liberals. But unfortunately, I kind of came to terms I didn't agree with the liberals. I didn't agree with certain things that were being preached. So I'm kind of going. I was luckily I was always independent. I wasn't tied to a particular party. I was always independent. Had nothing to do with me being me wanting to go to a Trump supporter side or stay on the liberal side. I was always independent. But I kind of leaned towards supporting one or the other, and it's like I could be in the middle somewhere too if I wanted to be. Unfortunately, I just had enough of one side. One side is like kind of pressuring me and pushing me to go towards the more conservative side. Like the left is pushing me to go to the conservative side um, because of just the actions of how I was treated, and these were people that were supposed to be my friends and people in the arts and stuff that were supposed to be, beneficial and supportive of me, and they were not. They actually kind of really let me down and hurt me, and and hurt my chances hurt some of my chances locally and stuff to work with people and etc. But I got another book. This is time for a turning point, setting the course towards free markets and limited government for future generations, by Charlie Kirk and Brett Hamachek, which is another conservative book. If you know Charlie Kirk, he's a really good conservative man. He does a lot of good conservative stuff for the conservative party and stuff, and he looks like he has a good head on his shoulders. Um, I got a Pete Hegseth book. I got War on the Warriors, Behind the Trail of the Men Who Keep Us Free, which is a political book on our soldiers and our political parties of our soldiers and our military. Because he's like the head of our Department of Defense right now. I got this book today, the day of the National Day of Prayer. I ordered this book, the National Day of Prayer. It still has my my hospital bracelet in there, my temporary hospital bracelet in there from when I got my kidneys and heart checked, because my feet had swollen up and I had to go get emergency X-rays. Just to make sure my kidneys and my heart were failing me or something, just to make sure I had a good kidney or heart. Then they weren't the cause of my feet swelling up, which now they determined it was my salts. But my feet are actually swollen, and they're actually swollen up, and they're actually, they're going to stay swollen for a while. I've been told I'm staying on the medicine, on the pills for a while for my feet, but luckily it wasn't my kidneys or my heart, but I had to get emergency X-rays to find out. So, and that was a couple of months ago. But the National Day of Prayer, I had ordered this book called Breath as Prayer, which I actually saw that Target also sold. I got it cheaper on Amazon. I got this book called Breath as Prayer. It's called Calm Your Anxiety and Focus Your Mind and Renew Your Soul. It's by Jennifer Tucker. So it's a prayer book. It's one you use as breath techniques when you pray. So I thought it was a really cool book, and I thought it was something I could use more from better myself spiritually and more grounded towards God. Rest in peace. This next person, rest in peace. I bought one of his books about Jesus. I didn't get to see too much of Duck Dynasty, but I know Phil Robinson. He recently passed away, and he was on a show called Duck Dynasty, and I wanted to read one of his books because he said he had an experience where he became closer to Jesus and more closer to God and stuff like that. So I bought one of his books called "You Could Be Wrong." You could be wrong, but I doubt it. Why Jesus is the greatest hope on earth in eternity. That's by Phil Robinson. He died. He recently passed away. He was on a show called Duck Dynasty, which I think is going to have a TV show renewal. So I bought another book by Pete Hegseth. It's called American Crusade, or Fight to Stay Free. So American Crusade is Fight to Stay Free about this book. Everybody knows he's our Secretary of Defense right now under Trump. So Yes. Yes. I knew that was going to happen. I'm going to have a pile of books. My neighbors are like, probably wondering what the hell's dropping on the floor. Uh, uh, okay. So I got this book from the Torrington Library. I mean, I was looking for books. I mean, I don't think they always have too many conservative books, but I got this book from the Torrington Library. It's written by a columnist. It's written by a columnist, and I'm not sure where he stands politically. He may be independent, but he had a lot of books. He had a lot of books. He had like Trump. He had like the Obama wars. He had like Trump, fear Trump in the White House, and he had one on I believe the Bush administration. So at the Torrington Library, they were only like $2 a piece. I got the one for, but we got the one that had Trump on it or Trump with it because um, it's more current in politics that I wanted to read about. The other ones I could always go back for if I need to, but I'm just gonna stay more current with the current administration. So I got another book by Cindy Trim. This is called Commanding Your Morning. This is the first book of the series. Commanding Your Morning was the first book of the series. The other one was the second book of the series. And now she has a third book of the series, which is also on my wish list. So she's big on prayer, too. She's big on, like, I forget the word, not prosthetic prayer, but, like, she's big on prayer. She's big on, um, trying to think of the word, but no, she's big on prayer. She's big on prayer. She's big on on something prosper. I can't think of the word. I can't think of the word, but she's big on prayer. I should recommend you check her out. She's a good Christian lady, and she goes into like about prayer and stuff. So um, I can't believe this person's name is actually the name of who they are, but I was looking them up and I was actually, watching, their services and stuff as a pastor and stuff. So, Dr. Sir Flo Dollar. Dr. Sir Flo Dollar, he's an old pastor and he, um, and he basically has like sermons online. You can follow him on Facebook. He has sermons on Facebook that you can follow for like church services and stuff. But he wrote a couple of books. I got one about the real manhood, being the man of God you were made to be, by Dr. Sir Flo Dollar. I actually got a couple of Dr. Sir Flo Dollar's books. So here's the next Sir Flo Dollar book. I'm going to go right into the second pile because it's going to be a long thing. Winning in troubled times, God's solutions for victory over your life in the toughest challenges. Dr. Sir Flo Dollar, author of 8 Steps to Create the Life You Want, which is a Christian book. I'm just going to throw these on the floor. All right. So I got another book by Jesse Walters. Just Jesse what Waters? Jesse Waters? I don't know. Waters, I think. But um, it's called Troubled Tales from the Liberal Fringe. Troubling Tales from the Liberal Fringe. So it's called Get It Together. Here's another person from the Trump administration. She wrote a book. It's called Christine. Her name is Christine Nome. The truth on what's wrong with politics and how to move America forward. It's called No Going Back. It's another conservative book I ordered. Here's a woman from The Bachelor. I think The Bachelor or something. I can't remember. Can't remember everybody I get books by, but this is a book woman from The Bachelor. She's a Christian woman, and it's called The Love Everybody Wants. What you're looking for is already yours. Her name is Madison Purett Trout. So she's a woman from The Bachelor, and she's a Christian. So I mean, I'm reading Christian books and Christian material and conservative material these days. Um, got a book by Tucker Carlson. It's called The Ship of Fools. How a selfish ruling class is bringing America to the brink of revolution. So there's a football player named Tim Tebow. He's a football player. He's a Christian. He has the Tim Tebow Foundation, and I have a couple of books by him already. And I got a book by his wife called it's by Demi Lee Tebow. It's called "You Are Not Your Label: A Crown That Lasts." A book on you not being your label. So um, this was the book that was okay. This was the book that came okay, and I'm kind of disappointed on it because it was a library copy, but it was actually filthy. It's like the pages are filthy, and it's kind of has markings on it, and it's kind of it's a used library copy. So what did you expect? But they said it was supposed to be like new, and it's like all dirty and nasty in the book. So um, I'm keeping the book for now. I mean, I don't know if I can clean the book, but it's a book by T.D. Jakes called "Favor Isn't Fair: 90 Promises for Experiencing God's Blessings, Abundance, and Provision." But I got this is one of the books I got some of my money back for, which I'm going to use for a couple things at the store recently. I'm going to try to get some stuff tomorrow. I'm going to try to get some. You go run into Dollar General and get some stuff. But I got my money. I mean, they let you keep the book. They say, "Here, we'll give you your money back, or you can get a replacement." I said, not for nothing. The book is like nasty, but um, so I'm an independent. I don't know if I agree with this person as an independent because she has some views I don't agree with as an independent. But she's pretty. She's pretty. I would probably sleep with her in a heartbeat. But I think she's also gay. It's funny. I find some of the gay people like very pretty, and they're like gay, and they don't even swing that way. But um, she's kind of annoying. I mean, she was kind of annoying. She was kind of an annoying press secretary, and she was kind of a dipshit, and she kind of is a dipshit. But especially for Joe Biden, she was like the Joe Biden's press secretary. But it was by Corinne John Pierre. Basically, I got Corinne John Pierre's first book, so um, she's pretty. But I mean, I'm kind of realizing more and more when I read her stuff. She's kind of a dipshit. She's I mean, but she's supposed to be independent. So independents can make up their own rules in their own situations. Like me, I don't have to tie to a certain party. I mean, I can go to any party I want. But I mean, I'm just leading more conservatives because I think the conservatives are going to be where it's going to have America put back together and put America first and put America back to where it needs to be compared to all this liberal shit that is just causing all these issues and stuff. So. Charlie Kirk. I got another book by Charlie Kirk called The College Scam by Charlie Kirk. I really like Charlie Kirk. I really like watching his videos and stuff where he does debates and stuff. He debates people and he goes to colleges and stuff. I really like Charlie Kirk. So I got another book by Charlie Kirk. Then I got this lady from Fox News. This is a lady from Fox News. There's a couple people from Fox News I want books by that are conservatives that write books and stuff, and they know about Jesus, God, about the military and stuff like that. But this is by Kaylee McAney. I don't know. She wrote one called "Such a Time as This: My Faith and Journey Through the White House and Beyond." And then she has another one called "Serenity in the Storm: Living Through Chaos and Leading on Christ." So that's it for the books. I think I have a lot of those. Are a lot of books. I got a lot of books between May and June. Um, it wasn't always that though. It wasn't always what you think. And I'm not sure if these are all everything that I have. I mean, I was looking through my folder. I can't seem to find everything I was thinking of. I think I put some stuff in my folder, and I can't show my folder because my folder is full of that has some X-rated photos in my folder. I mean, I can show the thickness of the folder. If I showed you the thickness of the folder of how much I have all these prints of like how much prints I have, you'd be like falling over. But I got a print of Nicki Minaj. Um, I had a crazy dream about Chloe Bailey last night. Here's a picture of Chloe Bailey. Um, there's just two other ones of Chloe Bailey and her sister. Ever since the pandemic, I became obsessed with Chloe Bailey and her sister. Don't ask me why. I mean, they're not conservatives, and they don't really have a conservative notion in their body. And they're also vegan, but I'm just absolutely I'm absolutely taken by Chloe Bailey and her sister. And they have an older sister too, which I was just following on. I just followed on Instagram. They have an older sister too named Sky. Um, all right, I can't really show these because these are not appropriate for Facebook. Um, I mean, I posted a couple to Facebook, so I'm going to see if I can post the ones, show the ones I posted to Facebook. But I can't really fully show a lot of these. These are not appropriate. So, but I got some model magazines. I'm going to see if I can show at least one or two without getting banned. See model magazines. I got model magazines like that. My neighbors were messing with me. They said, "Oh, we need to put an ad, like, in an ad for a Big Mama or somebody, somebody who if you're looking for somebody like that, put in like Big Dude looking for Big Mama or something." That's what my neighbor said to me. I said, I started laughing. She's like, "Do you find those women attractive?" I said, "Yep." Of course, there are a lot of strippers and housewives, and but that's basically what I got. I can't go into all those magazines, but I can put a estimate that I got like 6 magazines. I bought 6 magazines this month, from a couple Fat Puffs and then other ones called Straight Strutting. So, um, but that's my book haul for now. I'm gonna just kind of get ready to go because I need to actually get some stuff in order. I have to be out the door for 11, and I have a meeting at 12. So I'm trying to just get this taken care of today. I got to pick everything up and put it all back, and then I got to get ready to go and kind of get myself dressed and ready. So, but I think that's going to be it for the book haul because I can't really go into my. I'm going to show you the binder really quick. I'm not going to show you what's in the binder because I do have a lot of porn pics and stuff in this binder, but that's my binder. This is my binder of basically all my all my 8x10 photos of celebrities and etc. This is my binder so far. This is how big it is. I need a hobby, right? It's heavy too, heavier than the Bible. Anyways, so that's my book haul for May and June. I hope you enjoyed it. This is gonna be posted to YouTube when I get a chance. It will be posted to YouTube. Um, there were maybe, I mean, I'm going to try to do as many book hauls as possible as long as I have my phone and my ability to do so. I'm going to try to upload as many videos as possible to do book hauls each month if I do get some stuff, depending on how much I get or whatever I do. So, but yeah, that's May and June's because I haven't really done May's. I haven't really done a May book haul. So, um, but yeah.